2A. Listening and reading. A. Discuss. What do you know about Alexander the Great? Alexander is a man's name. He was someone who lived a long time ago. Who was he? He was a king of the ancient Greek kingdom, the very old Greek kingdom. He was crowned a king, he became a king when he only was 20 years old. He was very young, and he created one of the largest empires of the ancient world, very huge kingdom, stretching all the way from Greece in the west to India in the east. B. If two important historical figures, important people who lived in the past, like Alexander the Great and Diogenes met, what would be interesting about their meeting? Now we know who Alexander the Great was. What about Diogenes? Do you know him? Have you heard of him? Well, I haven't, so I don't know what to expect. Listen to the dialogue and check your answers. Some students are discussing with their history teacher what happened when Alexander the Great met Diogenes. The students are very curious about it. When you are curious, you really want to know what happened between these two historical figures. Now listen to the dialogue.
Excuse me, but what is so important about this meeting?
Well, that's an interesting question. You probably know Alexander the Great, but do you know who Diogenes was?
I know. Wasn't Diogenes the eccentric philosopher who the ancient Athenians admired greatly?
Exactly. He believed that human beings shouldn't live their lives in luxury. And he also thought that people shouldn't be fussy about where they sleep or what they eat. And they should know how to tell their friends from their enemies. So, can any of you guess what is so important about this meeting?
Maybe Diogenes asks Alexander for something?
Almost. You see, Alexander was a powerful man who many people feared. He was also very wealthy. Diogenes, who lived in a tub, was only a poor philosopher. His only possession was a lamp, which he carried around during the day. He claimed he was looking for an honest man. In this meeting, Alexander tells Diogenes, "Ask of me anything you like, and you will have it." What do you think Diogenes' response was?
A new tub?
No, but close. Diogenes was sunning himself at the time. He simply told Alexander, who was now blocking the sun, "Stand out of my sunlight."
Okay, now read with me. Excuse me, but what is so important about this meeting? Well, that's an interesting question. You maybe know Alexander the Great. But do you know who Diogenes was? Andrew doesn't know. I know. Wasn't Diogenes the eccentric philosopher? A philosopher is someone who studies the nature of knowledge. Eccentric, he was weird, unusual. Who the ancient Athenians, very old Athenians. Athenians? People from Athens. What is Athens? Athens is the capital of Greece. These people admired him greatly. They liked him. They loved him. Exactly. He believed that human beings, people, shouldn't live their lives in luxury. Look, there are two pronunciations for this word. You can say luxury, sounds like g and j, luxury. This is the American pronunciation. You can also pronounce it as luxury, sounds like ka and cha, luxury. That's the British pronunciation. And it means elegance. And he also thought that people shouldn't be fussy. When you are fussy, You are hard to please, very demanding about where they sleep or what they eat, and they should know how to tell their friends from their enemies. Enemy is the opposite of friends, someone who doesn't like you. So, can any of you guess what is so important about this meeting? Maybe Diogenes asks Alexander for something. He wants Alexander to do something for him or give him something. Almost. Your answer is close, but not exactly right. You see, Alexander was a powerful man, very strong, who many people feared. People were afraid of him. He was also very wealthy. He had a lot of money, rich. Diogenes was the opposite, who lived in a tub. A tub is a small container. Was only a poor philosopher, not wealthy, the opposite, poor. His only possession, the only thing he owned, was a lamp. This is a lamp. This is the only thing Diogenes possessed, which he carried. When you carry, you lift and transport something around. He carried during the day, not during the night. It's a lamp. Lamps are very useful in dark places, but this man carried it during the day. Why? He stated that he was searching for an honest man, a man who doesn't lie, who is trustworthy. In this meeting, Alexander tells Diogenes, "Hey, Diogenes, you can ask of me anything you like, and you will have it. I will give it to you." What do you think Diogenes' response was? How do you think Diogenes answered? A new tub, maybe? He wanted a new tub? No, but close. You are not far away from the correct answer. Diogenes was sunning himself. He was exposing his body to sunlight at that time. His answer was simple, not complicated. Told Alexander, who was now blocking the sun. Alexander was blocking the sun. He was in the way of the sun, preventing sunlight from getting to Diogenes. "Stand out of my sunlight. All I want from you, great Alexander, is to step aside. Stand out of my sunlight. I am sunning myself." Wow, that's the only thing he asked of him. Now read the dialogue and write A for Alexander, D for Diogenes, or N for neither of the two. Not Diogenes, not Alexander, if it's not mentioned in the dialogue. 1. I am lying in the sun. When you lie in the sun, you give your body a flat position on the floor or on a bed. That's Diogenes, right? Diogenes was sunning himself. He was lying in the sun. 2. People are afraid of me. People are afraid of whom? Of Alexander. People feared him. Were afraid of him. 3. I can tell who my friends are and who my enemies are. Neither of them. Diogenes said that people should know how to tell their friends from their enemies, but he never said that he can do that. 4. I am a philosopher. Diogenes was an eccentric philosopher. 5. I have a lot of money and power. That's Alexander. He was wealthy and he was also powerful. I am an honest man. Neither of them. Diogenes was searching for an honest man, but he never said that he was one. D. Look at the words highlighted in the dialogue and choose the correct meaning, A, B, or C. These are the 5 highlighted words. Before we choose, here's a tip. When trying to guess the meaning of an unknown word, always look for clues, ways you can tell the meaning of this word in the context. What is context? Context is the words before and after it, as well as also the previous sentence, the sentence before, and the following sentence, the sentence after. Also, look for clues in the word itself. Okay, you see this word, you don't know what it means. Look at the words before and after. Look at the sentences previous to this sentence, the sentences before and the sentences after, and also look at the word itself. See if it is similar, if it's almost the same as any other words that you know, and try to analyze, to examine it into its parts: root, ending, prefix, and suffix. What is the meaning of all this? You see this word, wealthy. What is the root of this word? It's wealth. It's just wealth. That's the root. The ending is y. Wealthy, we added the y, so we know that this is an adjective. Wealth is a noun. Wealthy is an adjective. The word possession. What is the root of this word? It's possess. Possess. I-O-N is a suffix, right? Then try to determine, try to know, to decide if it's a verb, a noun, or an adjective. If it has a positive, negative, or a neutral meaning. Neutral means not positive, not negative, like the word wealthy. Does it have a positive, a negative, or a neutral meaning? It has a positive meaning. Wealthy is a good thing, to have a lot of money. What general topic, what general subject it is related to, it is connected to. The word wealthy is connected, related to what? To money. What it means approximately, almost, what does it mean? It means almost rich. 1. Fussy means happy, difficult to please. When you please someone, you make him happy. Or noisy. When you are fussy, you are difficult to please. 2. Feared. People feared Alexander. Were afraid of him, hated him, or liked him. They were afraid of him. 3. Wealthy means rich, not ill, kind, it means rich. Possession. His only possession was a lamp. His only problem was a lamp, or his only pleasure, things that make you happy. Or belonging, things that he owned. It's C, belonging. His only belonging was a lamp. Response. What was Diogenes' response? What was his answer? Solution is when you have a problem, you have a solution. It's answer, not question, not solution. What was Diogenes' answer? E. Discuss. In your opinion, why didn't Diogenes want anything from Alexander? The only thing he asked for was for Alexander to step aside, to stand out of his sunlight. Why didn't he ask for anything else? I think it's because he thinks that people mustn't worry a lot about the food they eat and the places they live in. So simply, he was satisfied with the way he lives. He liked everything the way they are. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I'll see you again next time, inshallah. Goodbye.
first I couldn't believe my eyes. I was so shocked that I couldn't move. I just sat there watching the place burning. Suddenly, I caught a glimpse of what I thought was a boy. It must have been my imagination though, because when I looked again, all I saw was a curtain that was on fire. All the while I could hear a cat meowing, but I could not pinpoint its whereabouts, so I wasn't going to risk my life trying to find it. Then I saw him. There were huge flames coming out of the windows on the first floor, and he was on the second floor. I just rushed in without thinking about the consequences. You see, I too have a son his age. I just had to get him out.
I was sitting on the bank of the river reading a book when it happened. There was a little rowboat with 2 people in it. A child with his grandfather. I don't know how or why, but the boat suddenly capsized and they both fell into the water. At first, my instinct told me to head for the boy, but one look and I realized that he was a strong enough swimmer to get himself out. The old man seemed to be in trouble as he was shouting and waving his hands, and as I approached I realized that he did not know how to swim. Thankfully, he was quite close, so I managed to get to him in time.
I was walking home from school one day. I wanted to get home quickly so that I could get my football kit ready for practice. In my rush to get home, I tripped and fell over a rock that was sticking out of the ground. As I looked up, I saw a wallet. I was shocked to find that it had a lot of money in it. I didn't know what to do. Some people keep the money, others give it to poor people. I thought the best thing to do was give it to the police.
It's not that I feel guilty that I am more fortunate than these people, and I can't say that I feel pity for them either. I just feel as if it's my calling in life. You see, I've never had to worry about how to earn a living or pay my bills. My dad's multi-million-dollar company has given me plenty of free time. I reckon that there's a reason for this. It's because I'm supposed to use this time and money to do good. So I'm going to make sure that I do as much as I can for people in need.